You know that feeling when you're sure you're on the right track, but it feels like the whole world is just loud? Like all this noise is trying to pull you in a million different directions? Today, let's talk about a really cool mental model called the glass tunnel. It's an awesome way to stay focused and hit your goals, especially if you're just starting out on your journey.
Oh man, we've all heard this, right? You get excited about a dream, a passion, something you want to build, and then bam, the doubts start rolling in. Maybe it's from family or friends, or maybe it's just that little voice in your own head. It's that feeling that can make you question everything. And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? You've got your own self-doubt mixing with all this pressure from the outside, and it just creates this constant noise. It's this huge distraction that can totally derail you before you even really get going. But imagine for a second, what if you could just tune out all that noise? What if you could hear the doubts, acknowledge them, but not let them grab the steering wheel? What if, no matter what, you just kept moving forward, totally focused on what you really want?
Well, that is exactly where this idea of the glass tunnel comes in. It's a way to think, a framework you can build in your mind to create a clear, protected path so you can shield your vision and just keep that momentum going. So, what is it really? Picture this. Your journey is like you're walking through a tunnel made of crystal clear glass. You're not cut off from the world. You can see everything happening outside, but inside you are on a very specific path. It protects you from the storm of distractions, but keeps your destination perfectly in view.
And yeah, this really breaks it down perfectly. Outside the tunnel, it's chaos. It's all the questions, the negativity, the pressure. But inside, it's just clarity, a single straight path. You're not ignoring what's out there. You've just built yourself a filter so you can move forward with purpose.
Now, this is a really crucial point. The tunnel doesn't magically make challenges disappear. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about creating a space where you can see those obstacles for what they truly are, just steps you need to take, not reasons to give up, without all that distracting noise clouding your judgment.
Okay, so this is a powerful concept, right? But how do we actually build this tunnel for ourselves? It's not just about willpower. It's about having the right mental tools to make the journey. So let's break down three of the most important ones.
First up, the foundation of your entire tunnel. Think of this as the actual material you build it with. It's what the researcher Carol Dweck from Stanford famously called a growth mindset. A growth mindset is pretty simple. It's the belief that your abilities aren't set in stone. You can get better, you can learn, you can grow through effort. So when you hit an obstacle inside your tunnel, it's not a dead end. Instead, you see a chance to learn, to adapt, to get stronger. Every single challenge just becomes another stepping stone. Okay, so a growth mindset helps you see challenges as opportunities. But what do you do about all that negativity that's still trying to seep through the glass? Well, our second tool is all about taking control, an idea that Stephen Covey really nailed with his work on proactivity. Think of this as the active filter for your tunnel. When something happens, like some criticism or a setback, a reactive person just kind of soaks up that negative energy. But a proactive person knows there's a little space between that event and how they respond. And in that space, that's your power to choose. You get to choose to let support in and to let the negativity just bounce right off the glass.
So, you've built the tunnel with a growth mindset, you're filtering out the bad vibes, but what's the engine that actually pushes you forward? Our third tool comes from Daniel Pink's incredible research. It shows that real motivation isn't about rewards or punishments, it's about what's going on inside you.
Pink points to three main drivers. First, autonomy. That's your need to be in the driver's seat. It's your tunnel, right? Next is mastery. That awesome satisfaction you get from actually getting better at something that matters. And finally, purpose. That's the big why behind everything. When you get those three things working together, man, that's like unstoppable rocket fuel for your journey. Now that last one, purpose, is so important we have to talk about it on its own. Because having the tunnel and the tools is fantastic, but they're not much good if you don't know where you're going. We have to define that destination, the light up ahead. That light at the end of the tunnel, that's everything. It's your why. It's that crystal clear picture of the future you're working so hard for. And keeping your eyes locked on that light is what gives you that focus you need to stay on track, especially when the journey feels long and things get tough. So here's what you can do. Let's make this real. First, take some real time to define your goal. What does that light actually look like for you? Get specific. Second, start practicing that proactive filtering. Make a conscious choice about what you let in and what you let go. And finally, let that purpose, that light, guide every single step you take.
And while you're moving through your tunnel, always remember this: the person you're becoming along the way, the one who's learning, growing, and overcoming, that's just as important as reaching the destination. The growth you experience is the real prize. So I'll leave you with what is probably the most important question of all. Take a moment today, really think about it. Define it for yourself. What is the light at the end of your tunnel?